Hello there, I'm Aldra Hill, and welcome back to some Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn. We're playing the Swiss, giving golden watches to everybody. It's the 3rd of March 2001, and we are now just kind of sitting here with Adolf Ogi. We're getting for economic independence. We also just got Gen 4 bombers, so we're basically kind of getting as much of the research as possible to make sure that we are, like, technologically superior to our enemies. Well, that's the hope. So, Marine Subtac, just kind of get everything possible. We've got a lot of research, lots of time. So working towards economic independence, which is going to give us 200 political power and stability increase of 2. Then we're going to go and grab international neutrality, which is going to be very nice. We don't really care about neutral foreign policy. It's join faction, send volunteers, and guarantee tension limit. I don't really care about that. I mean, some military experience could be cool, but here we are. So then we're going to be able to grab international neutrality, and then we're going to be able to get Swiss Protection League. And we're going to invite Austria and Liechtenstein and go to Alpine Republic. Yeah, it's going to be cool. We've just got delay, fantastic, and we'll keep going down the Blitzkrieg. We're gradually getting more and more population, and we are also building a very nice supply of factorinos. We are now building lots and lots of military factories as well, to try and deal with our issue of deficits. Now, the problem is, if we want to start getting light mechanized and mechanized, we're going to need more steel, rubber, and everything else, because we don't have anything. So we're going to need, in the very least, rubber, oil, and steel. So one thing we're going to definitely need is we actually need to build some steel plants. So first of all, how much does a military factory cost? So it actually costs less than a mill factory. So I will actually need to build at least one. So we'll build one steel, one rubber. Oh god, and the oil's only 3 and it's 10,800. I'll import the oil then. I'll import the oil. Yeah, that's no problem. I can import the oil. That's fine. So let's do that. So we'll get some more rubber and some steel, and we'll have to import the oil, and we will then use military factories enough to be able to build everything we need. Because it's going to still be a few years before we can really do anything. Although they're saying that we're actually going to get oil, steel. We're not going to get any rubber though. We are going to get a lot of steel. So maybe we should not be working on a steel. Well, it's going to be a while before we get Alpine production, so we may as well just try and get some. And hopefully things will start kicking off a bit more, so we can get, we'll start saving our political power, and then maybe try and get some of the different economy bonuses. America's uses status quo. Several discussions have grown public in the last few weeks throughout the United States of America. Discussions mainly target the current political system. The American government seems quite clear. Nothing will change. The Democrats and Republicans will continue to be in power and in conflict. Okay. He called it satisfying. Alrighty. So now we're going to grab international neutrality. Is this going to be exclusive with everything else? No, so I could still maintain border controls, and I do actually get 10% factory output. But I want to start working towards the Alpine Republic as soon as possible. So international neutrality is a tradition which goes back to 1815. It's something our people cherish dearly. We will continue this beautiful way of life. Fantastic. And then we can probably start doing some of our military focuses. Start getting some infantry equipment and cool stuff like that. The Hadron Collider, which we can grab, which is an extra civ factory. And there's some nuke technology as well we can get later on. But most of it is just basically going down this route. I like the end of Switzerland and you just lose the game. I just think that's so funny that you just literally lose the game. I think that's brilliant. Family subsidies to try and increase growth of population. Okay. We're building up a really nice little extra bit of infantry equipment, rather. But we're going to need a lot of light mechanized and motorized. If we want to even have a chance of doing anything. That's okay. God, look at that. I just realized, look at that political power we have right now. Holy shit. I was about to say, we should research planes. No, we shouldn't. Oh, sorry, planes. Ships. But we very much can't, because we don't have any of that. So we can get some decryption, recryption, decryption, and encryption, or radar station. Fine, decryption and encryption. And we had 400 political power, which is very nice. So we can grab quite a lot of dudes. We can grab infantry research time. To be honest, research is not really what we need. Army experience gain is definitely something we want, because we're going to need to try and change all of our dudes pretty soon. Military staff, we don't need just yet. The division training time could be nice, but meh. China moves towards democracy. The Jade Springed pro-democracy movement. Even more significant, the growing number of government officials have voted supporting that movement. Oh my. Got material designer for infantry equipment. Meh, 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 meh. Conversion, factory output. Consumer goods factories, but factory output reduction, which is not great. Political power gain, national unity. Justify war all time. No, thank you. Personal defense. Encryption. A lot of it's kind of the same. Oh, 4% consumer goods factories. Jesus, no. 10% national unity. Infrastructure bonuses. Airbase. Weekly drift. Trade deal. Ideology drift. Fascism. Radicalism. Justify war all time. Political power. No, I don't need that yet. But at some point, it'd be a good idea to grab. This, again, the still problem with this is not enough to do with your political power, you know? I'm just kind of sitting on this now. It's kind of bullshit. I guess I could get this because I'm not exactly going to be justifying on anybody for a long time. Like a long time. Night vision. Early infrared scopes. Had a limited vision range. Cool. For night tech. Land night attack. Adolf Ogi confirms Swiss neutrality. The Swiss Federal Council, backed up by the Parliament and cantons, has today once again affirmed Swiss non-intervention in international conflicts. He commented that membership as an international coalition will not only bring peril, but encourage the world to do the same. Switzerland's saving the day. That's right. Alright, Swiss Protection League. Or you can just go condemn factionalism and get division defense. This would be quite cool if I wanted to just sit quietly. But that'd be, I don't quite understand, because condemn factionalism is basically like saying, fuck you, I want to be on my own. But then you get Mountain Fortress, which is like the same thing. So surely this should be over here, you know? But whatever, man. Because it gives you a lot of forts, which is quite cool. But now we're going to go Swiss Protection League. It is too dangerous to go to this alone. We will swallow if we join a big alliance. We should found our own alliance. Yeah. Yeah, we should. Because we're awesome. Alright, so we actually do have a little bit of steel now. Ah, but it makes us lose tons, doesn't it? Damn it. That's right. It does. Well, whatever. We can start adding some more of these. Improved artillery. A major progressive rally. Racism and sexism is running rampant. Progressive influence. I don't want to be progressive. Alright. Let's go progressive influence. Let's see what that does. Because I actually don't know what that does. What's that? Okay, so rubber has now been built, so we have a little bit of rubber. So now, let's start working... Well, hang on, what do our divisions need? So our infantry brigades need mechanized and mountaineers. So, we mechanized and light mechanized. 100 mechanized and 200 light mechanized. Let's take a look at this. So, we have light mechanized and mechanized. Oh, wow, look at that production difference. Holy shit. God, look at the steel requirements, though. Oh, my God. Well, let's start working on light mechanized, at least. Each one requires how much steel? 3 steel. Oh, no, but each production line uses 3 anyway. Christ. It's been insane, isn't it? We'll trade for the oil with Russia. It's crazy. Alright, next up we'll grab some mechanized as well. Very slowly we're going to start to catch up. It's going to be great. September 11th attacks. Oh boy. The Democrats have rallied. Oh wow. American National Prayer Service. Just 3 days removed from these events, America does not yet have the distance of history to answer these attacks and rid the world of evil. The Democrats, oh look at Hillary Clinton. They've rallied behind them under Rudy Giuliani. And the Democrats under Clinton have already worked together to successfully fight back against a catastrophe. National unity. They will work together after this happened, ref. Just this once. Murder of Balbir Singh Saudi. Violence is across all people, Arab Muslims, and people who look like they are. A Sikh born in India under a gas station was brutally ambushed and murdered by Frank Silva Rook. Oh no. He would then go on to attempt to murder several other people of either Lebanese or Afghan descent. Well, that's not good. 2001 anthrax attacks. Jesus Christ. Letters infected with anthrax. Was that September 18th? So Tom Daschle and Patrick Lee. 5 people thus far have been killed. Wow. I forgot about that. The war on terror. A hostile regime. Gonna kill the peeps, basically. In a move to create a political union that is very close to a military faction, but of course officially not a military faction, the Swiss Defensive Ministry has gotten parliamentary support for the creation of a Swiss Protection League, which has, as is custom in Switzerland, 4 different official names in the various languages of the country. This seems to be the next big step in the further armed neutrality of Switzerland. Armed neutrality indeed. Yeah. Is there any other construction bonuses that we could try and gain here? Warmonger, I like that. But... there's not really a lot here that's worthwhile. I guess we could try and get like a tank designer or something, or a material designer. I don't really care about research tide though. It doesn't really affect me. How about tanks? Well, we can't take any of these. We literally can't take any of these. Okay. Planes? Alright, we need the opinions for that. Well then, screw me. Let's just start doing army organization or army offense then, I guess. Alright, next up, we're going to invite Austria. Alright, I mean, if there's a chance this fails, that would really suck, but it should work. Otherwise, there'd be no point to it. So we're going to invite Austria, and we're going to inherit all of them. We have a lot in common with Austria. It makes us the fastest bond of kinship. Let's extend an invitation of our alliance. Thus, adding a huge amount of power to us, because they only have 11 factories. Enduring freedom, and U.S. has gone to war on ISIS. How many factories do we have? We have 17 factories. Why do they have so few? Jesus. I think we have 4 military. Come on, dude. Well, it's going to give us a lot of civilian factories, though, so that's going to help. So we want mobile infantry instead of blitzkrieg. Yes, because we have a shit ton of mechanized infantry. And that's like going to be the bulk of our units. Here we go. I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm just a little bit concerned if it's going to work, but we'll see. But I think it's going to be okay. I mean, I'm excited to see what happens with our Austrian factories. So we're going to gain 11 civilian factories, which is going to put us at around 21. And it's going to get us a lot of resources as well, which will be nice. Look at all that tungsten. Oh, baby. And all that steel. Protected networks. Nice. And Liechtenstein as well. I mean, but Liechtenstein's got dick all, right? 2 civilian factories. Oh, God. Oh, Army Officer School. Starting level of the Army Leaders +1. That's pretty cool. What does Austria get? Bomber focus, Air Force Military School, Fighter focus, European Union member, Austrian neutrality. Desire to be an expand. Ooh. Does that mean they're not going to join my faction? I would hope that they should, right? That'd be pretty terrible if they didn't. Let's find out. Gen 2 Knight of Vision. God, can you imagine if they didn't? That would actually be a complete waste of my time. I'd probably have to cheat to go down a different tree or something like that, because it's a bit dumb if they didn't let me do it. Let's make a little save just in case. Swiss modern day. That would suck a pretty large amount. Invite Austria. Yes! Austria accepts. Swiss and Austrian delegation reached a mutual agreement in the most recent negotiations. They are willing to go along with our proposal. Brilliant. Ah, yes. The Swiss Protection League. Right, let's invite Liechtenstein. That's a bug. That is fully a bug. Okay. So what just happened is they joined the faction and then immediately left the faction. What? What? I don't understand. Well, let's just go through this. If necessary, we might have to cheat it, and that's okay because it's clearly bugged as fuck. But that's alright. It's a recent updated mod. You know, these things do happen. That is fucking stupid. That's so fucking stupid. All right, let's start getting some. So armor attacks, armor divisions. Where's the? Because we're not really using a lot of infantry. The Euro. Don't care. I'm not adopting the Euro. You can bite me. Infantry division attack. We don't. We're using mechanized stuff, not infantry. It doesn't actually count as infantry, as far as I'm aware. I guess we'll take the armor one. Guantanamo Bay Detention Center. Oh, good. We're going to imprison people in Guantanamo Bay. Just what I like to see. Yeah, I know. No divisions in basic training. How many light mechanized we made then? 48. Oh, man. That's like nothing. So not 100% sure what's happening right now, but... You know. Well, I've made a save, and we'll just kind of work to it here. I mean, there's no reason it shouldn't work, right? Alright. Whatever. Okay, so now, once again, we are short rubber and steel, but that's alright. The Salt Lake City Olympics. Yay. Liechtenstein accepts. Hi, Liechtenstein. Thanks for joining the faction. Appreciate you. Alright, next up. Okay, so we can't take Alpine Republic for some reason. So we're going to need to find a console command, because it's bugged, obviously. They should obviously stay in it, but if the game is like, why are we in a faction? Because it forced them to be a faction? Ugh, man, whatever. Alright, so... No way to make someone a faction. So focus dot no checks. There we go. So that allows us to take every focus tree, even if it doesn't work. There we are. This is why you never play Iron Man, because you know there are bugs sometimes, and that's okay. Sometimes shit happens. Okay, cool. So now we can get factory up at 20%. Oh yeah. Oh yes. And we're about to get a bunch of steel anyway, so it doesn't super matter. And loads of factories, which is going to give us a huge amount of power. Oh yes. And now we can start to build loads of equipment and then start churning out soldiers. What divisions does Germany have? Only 20. This is the thing. Everyone's got quite a low population because we're on volunteer only. Though actually, Switzerland's in a limited conscription because that's exactly what Switzerland is. They do actually operate on a conscripted basis. Everyone serves mandatory military service. But only a very limited amount. Right, so this should work. But if it doesn't, we're going to have to do some, you know, slight cheating. But again, it's not a big deal. It's just, it'd be really bloody silly if that's what happened. That's alright. So we'll have all of this power, and then we can just start working on other things. One thing we can start to consider is to invade people like Slovenia. Let's just take a look at the faction map mode. Major social liberal, I don't care. So all these guys are in NATO, and then all of these guys are independent. So we could actually start to just kind of invade all the way down through here. And that would kind of grow our empire a little bit before we try and take on NATO. Because NATO will be fun to deal with. Ireland is not in NATO. That's interesting. I didn't think of that. I guess they're not, are they? Alright, so this should fire, and it should work. Whoa. Oh, okay, yep. Afghanistan has been puppeted. Where's Afghanistan? I forgot where Afghanistan was. Hello. Hamid Karzai. Iran is led by Khamenei. Israel's led by Barak. Syria is Bashar al-Assad. Jordan. Oh, there we go. Palestine led by Yasser Arafat. And then Mubarak in Egypt. Okay, infantry. Did it work? It did! Good. The Alpine Republic. The Swiss government has sent requests to the governments of Liechtenstein and Austria to approve the legislation to join the Swiss Confederation in form of 20 new cantons. At the same time, Switzerland has also officially changed its name to the Republic of the Alps, or Alpine Republic for short. Vaduz and Vienna are yet to respond, but chances for unification seem surprisingly good. Liechtenstein has been guaranteed the right to preserve its monarch as a permanent head of the canton, even the Republic form of government, and Austria has been guaranteed 49% of the seats in the new parliament, with 45% going to the four national communities of Switzerland and 6% to Liechtenstein. Damn, that's a good deal. That makes Austria the superior. Redefining neutrality since 1516. Liechtenstein accepts, and Austria accepts. There it is. So now we can go focus dot, no checks, and disable that. Okay, so let's take a look at our new empire. We've gained very few divisions. A few. We now have okay, we actually have a lot of factories. We're still shy of rubber, so we're going to want to start building some rubber. Where's the rest of our factories? Ah! Oh, my factories. Oh, well. We've gained... How many military factories? Oh, we're up to 12 mill factories. That's what I like to see. All right, here we go. So we're going to need to really work on our mechanized and light mechanized. Because let's take a look at the divisions. So we obviously have our infantry brigade, but we've also got their divisions, which is the Jaeger Brigade, which is shit, Panzer Brigade, and the Panzergrenadier Brigade, which seems to be quite like a default infantry division, which is quite cool. Just mechanized, 2 mechanized and 1 light mechanized. Oh shit, that's a bit intense. Whereas my infantry brigade is very mountainous. I'm probably going to want a lot of infantry brigades. At the moment, there's 17 combat with. So light mechanized, and mechanized. How much is a light mechanized? Is it 2 or 3? Damn, doesn't work. So I need something that has a 3. Light mechanized is 4. So I actually need a 3 because I want to get to the 17 combat width. Sorry, 20 combat width. Lame. We could add artillery. That could work. Of course, we don't have any artillery, but we could work on that. We can work on that. All right, and look at that population we've just gained. Oh, I love it. This is brilliant. We did it. We did it. So we can maintain border controls and gain even more political power and join the Schengen Agreement. Meh. Defensive efforts would give us a military factory. Oh, yes. And these would give us political power gain and civilian factory construction speed. And some economic missions that I don't really give a shit about. But I like the mill factory. Prison break. Start the manhunt. No. Reform our prison system. There we go. Nice. That's what I like to see. Again, our core population is... Hey, what's our core pop? 15 million, actually. So we're at 1.6% of available core pop. Because we are... I don't know what the 0.1% is coming from, but it's coming from somewhere. And if we go to extensive conscription, we gain 2.5 times what we're on now, almost. So we would gain like 500,000 more manpower when we go to extensive. That's cool. That's really cool. Everything's coming up, guys. We're doing this really well. I'm happy. We could actually justify on Slovenia. That'd be interesting. We don't have the manpower for that yet, though. Well, that is cool. Right, let's start chucking stuff in Austria. Look at this. Okay, so, I mean, let's just keep getting more mechanized and stuff. Let's go. We need mechanized. We need light mechanized. And I'd also like to start working on artillery. Because our dudes do actually require a fair amount of artillery. God, look at this. This is going super well. Although that does kind of kill our stuff. That's fine. Then we can also start working on tanks. Yeah, definitely start working on tanks. Let's get some main battle tanks and light tanks together. Holy shit, I can't believe this is actually working well. Alright. So that does kind of kill our steel production and our chromium. So we need chromium, rubber, and steel. So we're building rubber. The Bonn Agreement. Oh god. Kazai was recognized, the rightful president. Alright, cool. So that the rubber's going to be fine. We need more steel, however. And we could also do some chromium. But I think maybe importing chromium for now might be the best shout. Maybe? I mean, they're quite quick to build. This is the thing. They are very quick to build. Alright, well, that's going to be it for this episode. We've kind of gone over a little bit, but that's alright. And what we're going to do is we're going to end the episode here, and we've done really well. We've expanded very nicely. Now we're going to start to expand our military and think about trying to invade down south. Maybe trying to expand our empire all around this area, because obviously these guys are not part of NATO. Ukraine's going to go eventually, but we could get all of this, which could just be for us. That would be fantastic if we could grab that. It would mean we'd have so much more power on stage. And we're going to start training loads of divisions as well, and I think we're going to make it work. So, make sure to check out all the other series I have on my channel. Do also leave me a like and a comment on the video. Let me know what you think of the series so far. I really appreciate if you check out my Patreon as well. You want to support the channel further. And I was Aldrin, and I'll continue to be. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.